Hello, Sarah, Thrifting for the Nest. My intention was to do this live on YouTube today, but apparently YouTube has changed their live streaming since I used to do them before. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research like most things. So you're gonna get a good old-fashioned pre-recorded YouTube video this morning. So today's Tuesday. It was a 3-day weekend in regards to shipping because there was no shipping yesterday for Columbus Day. So I have 3 days worth of sales to share with you today, which I figured would be a good day for it. I'm getting my voice back. I've had that cough thing for about 10 days, no fun. But I'm thinking I should make it through. I'm getting on the other side of it. So anyway, so it was a really good sales weekend. It didn't start off that way. If you're watching this sometime in October of 2019, you'll know that perhaps this is happening to you. There's some glitches going on the platform right now, so all of my data is not showing accurately on eBay today to share with you my numbers day to day like I like to on these what sold videos. So in the time that I recorded my numbers, I actually sold one more item. So you can take away $15 from this total. But my sales on my 3-day sales, Friday, Saturday, Sunday sales on eBay for the weekend were $867.03. Take $15 away from that because I just sold a $15 item a few minutes ago. And my Poshmark sales were $171 even. So over $1,000 on eBay and Poshmark this weekend over a 3-day period. I'm feeling pretty good about that, you guys. And I feel like as I'm building my business back up, it's just becoming more and more apparent that this really is for anybody. So anybody can do this. It's a simple business. It's not easy. It's work still, but it's simple. And so it's just a matter of learning brands to pick up, spending time wisely. The bins make my job a lot easier, so I do recognize that those of you who don't have a Goodwill outlet near you might have to work a little bit harder for these things and might have to spend a little more money, so your profit margins may not be quite as good as if you can buy by the pound like I do. So if this is your first time tuning in to my channel, I will just run down a quick synopsis of what I do. I buy stuff at the Goodwill and I sell it on eBay and Poshmark for profit. I mainly stick to clothing. That's kind of my main gig. It's easy for me to dig through clothing. I know there's a world of hard goods out there that I have not discovered yet. I know a few things that are obvious, but as far as just kind of that, especially at the Goodwill outlet, all I see in the hard goods bins is trash. But I know hard goods pickers that all they see in the clothing bins is trash. So to each his own, find something that works for you, do some research, watch some YouTube videos, and this is an option for a lot of people out there who want to work from home or who need to make extra money. So I'm here to help. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask in the comment section or go find me on my Instagram channel. You can find me over there at Thrifting for the Nest. I like to have open dialogue about this business. So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because eBay and Poshmark, eBay mainly, has given me a lot of options that I would not have had. I have 2 kiddos. I have an 8 and a 10-year-old, 2 boys. And when my youngest went back to kindergarten, my thought always was that I was going to go back into the corporate world. But I started selling online when he was 2. And within a couple of years, it became pretty apparent that I didn't have to. And so there's been a lot of freedom for me and my family with me being able to stay home and be available to them like I want to be, but we need the extra income that reselling provides. So this has just been a blessing for our family for sure. So I thought I wanted to go ahead and try to ship while I show you items. I don't know if that's practical or not, but I figure we'll go ahead and give it a try. If it's too distracting, I'll just stop and show you the stuff that I sold for the weekend and explain to you what I sold it for. That said, I do store a lot of my items. I plastic wrap them and store them in totes. So I'm not going to unwrap the items, kind of gone back and forth on it just for efficiency and not being wasteful. I'll keep the items wrapped, but I'll explain to you what they are if they're wrapped and how much they sold for. My haul videos that I do from the Goodwill outlet you're getting raw displays of everything that I buy, and I show tags and all of that. But this is just, I think it's good to show people what is actually selling on the platform and for what things are selling for. And then I like to give a little bit of background too. So let's get started on that. Sunday morning, by Sunday morning, I had only had 7 items sold total on eBay. And I used the offer to watchers function to generate a lot more sales in my store. So I did over $400 in sales just on Sunday. So that was really exciting to me, just that I can use that feature. And I use that feature multiple times a week. So it's not like I had never sent out watchers or offers to watchers and then I had all this success. Like I consistently do, but that morning, Sunday morning, I sat down and I sent offers to everything that I had watchers on that I was able to. And I like to be competitive with my offers when I'm motivated to move some stuff and sell some stuff. For me, this is a numbers game. So I'm more interested in selling more items, higher quantity, and it's okay with me if they don't sell for top dollar. I know there's a lot of information in the community about that. If I could go and only pick up at the bins high-end luxury designer brands and sell them for hundreds of dollars on eBay every day, I would. I absolutely would, but that's just not what my story is, because I'm selling lower end and middle end brands. Basically, I just asked myself the question when I'm shopping, will this sell on eBay? Will this sell on Poshmark? And if the answer is yes, then I put it in my cart. I'm not really considering how much it's going to sell for, as long as I know that it will sell for more than a few dollars. I like to keep my sales above $5 a piece, really $10 a piece. But if I've had an item up for like 4 or 5 months in my store, then, you know, I'll drop my price considerably just to move it, because it is a numbers game. So that way you kind of know my philosophy on reselling before we get going. I'm sure some people would be able to get some higher prices than what I have sold my items at if they have a little more patience. But I'm really happy with what I sold. So let's go ahead. I think I said that we were going to get started like at least 4 times here. But for real, let's get started. And right off the bat, I don't know where this one item is. I try to pull everything in order. This will get a little bit trickier because, oh, you know what? I think it's just because they haven't paid yet. So I pulled a couple items that haven't paid yet just because. So we'll just kidding on that. I'll only show you the items that I've paid so far. Okay, 2 for 0. 0 for 2. Nope, just kidding. So these items that I've pulled, they're items that I have accepted offers on. I'm waiting for payment. Where am I on this? Sorry, you guys. Oh, I'm just starting backwards. That's all. Sorry, I was scrolling from the top down, and I'm like, wait a minute, it's not showing up on my items here. So anyway, we'll get started. This is a Madewell sweater. I sold this item for $14 plus shipping. I do charge shipping on all of my items. I did sell this via promoted listings. I would like to share that with you if it's sold via promoted listings. I feel like that's valuable information for those of you who do use the promoted listings feature on eBay. This I got at the bins. It's pretty heavy. I sold it for $35. It's a Levi's trucker jacket. It's not vintage, but it's a 3XL, so it's a good size jacket. And I had this listed, I think, for $45, and I took a $35 best offer. Happy to move that quickly. It did sell really quickly within a week of posting it. Under Armour does really well for me still, especially their hoodies. They used to sell for about $25 a piece, but now I'm getting consistently about $15. So this sold with a $15 offer. Just a basic men's Under Armour hoodie. And this stuff all adds up to make over $1,000 in eBay sales. So here's some plastic wrapped items here. These are women's Tommy Bahama drawstring like lounge pants, sweatpants. Sold those for $15.40. This brand always does surprisingly well for me. It's consistent. It's Mondetta. I don't even know what store you get this brand at, but I always feel like it's really good quality. And if it's a good stylish piece, which this is, it's got a cute little ruffle in the back, like a thin stretch material. I'll show you because I can. I'll show you the label on it, Mondetta. I sold this for $18. Again, all of this stuff, unless I say otherwise, I picked up at the bins, paying $1.39 a pound for it. So if you have a bins or a Goodwill outlet in your area, I highly recommend starting there, especially if you're a new seller. The bins are a really good training ground because if you have a bad buy, it's not costing you that much money. If you go to the retail Goodwill and you don't have a lot of reselling experience, it's just a little bit riskier if you don't make your money back on it. I still shop at the retail Goodwill sometimes, but it's more for fun. But I'm just finding my time is better spent at the bins. All right, this is a TNA Aritzia brand. It's just a basic hoodie, basic pullover hoodie. Sold this for $15, again, plus shipping. I should say too, I always forget this because it used to not be this way and then they switched it over. My sales number, that over $1,000, includes Poshmark. So just take into consideration that the $800 and some portion of that is including shipping. So that total that they give me at the top includes the shipping cost. So I'm estimating I'm going to have about $200 in shipping costs, give or take. So take that into consideration. I want to be super honest about what to expect if you are also selling on the platform. Sorry about my fuzzy computer. I've learned that or my camera, I've learned that it just kind of clears up on its own and there's no special trick that I can do to get it to switch back over. These are basic track pants. See, there you go. It's a basic track pant from Adidas. I sold these for $17.50 plus shipping. I sat on these for quite a while. I'm really glad they sold. I almost actually pulled them from my inventory. They're Ariat, A-R-I-A-T. They do a lot of cowboy boots. These are they're flats, mules. And I sold these for $16 plus shipping. I was happy with that price. Happy to get them out of my inventory and into somebody else's hands. I think I've had those honestly for close to 9 months now. So, and then I think these probably haven't paid yet. Yeah. So the stuff that hasn't paid yet, I'm not gonna show just because it's not part of that dollar amount that I gave to you. So, sold these. They're Sam Edelman little booties. Sold them for $20. Oh, it's interesting. eBay's showing me some different metrics. These did sell via promoted listings, and then it says sold with save 30% promotion. So I'm running a 30% promotion in my store right now, and they took advantage of that. I think it's going to say that when they didn't send me a best offer or when I did not send an offer to them. One thing about sending out best offers, I put this on my Instagram stories the other day. So when I sent out all those best offers on Sunday morning, my sales that came that day weren't necessarily acceptances of those offers. I did get a lot of acceptances, but I got a lot more traffic in my store. So I think something triggered the algorithm in my favor just because I did send out offers. So anytime you make eBay happy, you're using the tools they gave you, you're using promoted listings, all the things that they give to you, I really believe that it helps increase our sales. When we accept offers, even if they're lowball offers, I mean, you've got to be reasonable, you've got to still make money on your items, but when we accept offers, I think that it triggers something else in the algorithms to send more buyers your way. Your stuff gets in front of more people. I obviously have no facts to back this up, but this has been my experience as a seller. So I'm learning to let those algorithms work for me. Plug in, and this is just consistency, right? Consistent listing, consistent interaction with the app, interaction with the platform is going to get you more sales. So you can, but I just don't think it's going to work as well for you if you just list a bunch of items and then you do nothing else on the platform for a month. I just don't believe that you're going to get the kind of results that you're looking to get. So in order to get the algorithms to like you and to send more people your way, you kind of have to engage. So, or you really have, not kind of, you really have to engage. So consistent listing, making sure that you're responding to messages quickly, sending out offers, accepting best offers, all the things that eBay wants you to do. I do not provide free shipping. I know eBay wants me to do that as a seller, but shipping costs have increased so much in the last few years since I became a reseller 7 years ago that it just doesn't make sense for me to do it. I know a lot of people just say, well, put that price in your put that shipping cost in your price, which makes sense to me, but I really like to engage with offers, and I feel like ultimately, if I'm going to be talked down on a number, I want to at least know that I'm not taking a hit on shipping, if that makes any sense. Okay, this item was also in my store for quite a while. It's an extra small Columbia hoodie. So Columbia does really well for me. I find quite a bit of it. It's bread and butter for me. Sometimes it sells really quickly, sometimes it doesn't. This actually was in my store for quite a long time, both on Poshmark and on eBay. And I'm happy to have sold it and to have found a good home. This is a men's pullover jacket. It's just like one of those running jackets, like a thin pullover men's piece. Sold it via promoted listings for $15. This is a men's Nike t-shirt, and it's got like tennis balls maybe with little smiley faces with Nike Swish smileys. Sold it for $12 plus shipping. I like those basic pieces in my store. I sold like one bra over the weekend. I do like to sell bras. They sell really well. I sell Soma. This one was a Soma bra that I sold for $10. So not a ton, but they weigh nothing. So it's just padding your store with more, and I love that. So I can sell bras anywhere, usually from $8 to $20, depending on the brand and style. This is just a basic Under Armour t-shirt. It's new with tags. I took an $8 best offer on it because it's such a basic piece, and it was just something I wanted to pad my store with to get interest. So I'm okay taking lower dollar amounts on these kinds of items in order to get more views to my higher dollar items in my store. All right, one box down. I'm trying to show you all the eBay stuff first, and then I'll go and show you what I sold on Poshmark, which I believe was only 6 or 7 items. Okay, I purchased this dress for $9. It's a C by Chloe dress, so it is a higher end piece. I actually picked it up to send into ThredUp, but then ThredUp stopped doing their automatic payouts, and they're only doing consignment. And I'm just not as thrilled with my experience doing consignment on ThredUp. I find that my stuff doesn't move, and I don't have control over any of it. And then I end up paying them to send it back to me. So now that they're not doing immediate payouts on their items, I'm really not using ThredUp as much. But I did like it for the period that I used it. So this is a C by Chloe dress. I think I said I paid $9 at a retail Goodwill store. It took a while to move, but I did end up selling it for $30. I was hoping to get more for it. I may not pick it up again. So I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe I would. I still made profit, so don't get me wrong. I also have another C by Chloe piece. They're jeans that I picked up, and they have sat in my store for a long time. Again, they're like button fly, they're pink jeans. Maybe they're just not in style, but maybe it's not as good as it used to be, or maybe it's very style specific. So I probably just need to do a little bit more research about what items are selling in that regard. All right. I picked up these, they're Keen, let me get in frame here and actually show you. They're Keen boots, they're kids' boots, and we'll get back to my place here. These I sold for $10. I've had them up for like a couple months now. You know, they show some wear. I was very clear about that in the listing, so I was great taking a $10 best offer plus shipping. Didn't have a lot of watchers on them. So sometimes you just have to say, you know, if somebody's willing to buy these used items from me at any price, it's good just to get it moved. Know your items, know the history of what things are selling for on the platform, because there's items that I'm like, no, I'm not going to take that little because I know for a fact I can get more. Some items, again, I just want to move stuff through my store. And it's doing pretty well for me. I'm pretty excited about it. As much as I got stubborn about the idea of just taking lower offers, you know, sometimes you get like petty about it. Like, no, you're offering me 10 and I want 15. And then I'm like, is the $5 really worth the lost sale? I find that I don't do super well with countering. I find most buyers give you their best price and they're not interested in a counter offer. Sometimes countering works. I always counter instead of decline, unless I'm dealing with a difficult buyer, if you know what I mean. But I just find that if I have to counter, I've probably lost the sale. So that's my experience. This is a new with tags H&M Conscience Collection piece. Sold this via promoted listings for $17.50. It's I don't normally pick up H&M, but it's a chambray top, and I find chambray in any brand, Old Navy, Target, whatever it is. It's a current style. It's been a current style for years. Just a good basic piece. It's new with tags, so I got it for, I don't know, maybe 90 cents if I were to guess. So I feel like that's pretty good profit. All right, this is a Nike women's jacket. It's a fleece-lined coat. It's one of those pieces I had to hem and haw over whether I wanted to take a $15 offer on it or not, because I know it probably would have sold for at least $25 if I would held out. But I really just wanted to sell some stuff this weekend and move some stuff out of my store. Gives me an excuse to go back to the bins and buy some more items. But it's a good stylish jacket. Sold it for $15 plus shipping. I bought these shoes actually for my husband, and then they just didn't work for him. So of course I put them on eBay. They're Nikes. They're used. You know, if you're going to sell used clothes, you got to wear used clothes. I think probably 95% of our wardrobes comes from the bins themselves. So I'm very proud of that fact. Sold these for $18 plus shipping. I made sure to take lots of good pictures so that they knew what they were getting. I think with shoes especially, they need to last. If somebody's going to pay any more than $5 for a pair of shoes, no matter if they're used or not, they're going to want them to last for a while. So I really try to keep that in mind also when I'm picking shoes at the bins. I'm a little pickier about shoes, just making sure they've got good wear in them. So they're going to last somebody a while. All right. I had this hoodie in my store for a while, both on Poshmark and on eBay. It's a Nike men's hoodie. Sold it for $21 plus shipping. Soft Surroundings is one of those brands that I just wish did better for me. I used to buy this at retail Goodwills. I would pay up for this brand. It just doesn't do as well for me anymore. I mean, if it was cashmere or new with tags, I probably still would. But I sold this for $11. It's a sheer popover blouse. Sorry, it's a button front sheer blouse. So happy I got it at the bins. So no loss there at all. Okay, this is so out of my comfort zone. I do not like... Hey, did I say I was going to ship items? I think I did, and then I just went totally into showing you items. So just kidding, I'm not actually going to ship items while I'm showing you them today. That's really funny. Maybe someday. This is a North Face. I'm not holding this right. Here, North Face backpacking bag. A fellow reseller at the bins got this, picked this up and gave it to me. We sometimes trade things. I really try to help him out whenever I can, but I'm terrible at picking the things that he picks up. But I did happen to pick up some things for him, and then we just did a trade. So I sold that for $27 plus shipping. It does have some flaws in it. There's some fraying on the outside. There's like a small fray, like hole on the inside. So I was happy to sell it for $27. And it's big and bulky. It's going to cost me something to ship. I obviously charged shipping, but you know, they paid a good amount to buy it online. All right, this is a Under Armour hoodie. Again, these hoodies do really well for me. Sold it for $15. So that's the consistent price that we're getting for Under Armour hoodies these days. My sister-in-law actually dropped off a bunch of inventory for me to sell, and this was in it, and it's a new with tags Paul Frank robe. I probably would not pick this up even at the bins. I think Paul Frank sells, well, I don't know where it sells. I think it sells at Walmart. Don't quote me on that. But it's not high end. I know it used to be back when I was like a teenager in the 90s. I have memories of it being like the cool thing to do is to wear Paul Frank. But anyway, I sold this piece for $10 plus shipping. All right, this is an Anthropologie Maeve dress. Again, had it up for a while, sold it for $15. $15 every day adds up so quickly. So I am okay with that especially when I'm buying stuff at the bins. I get a little more finicky when I'm paying up at retail stores. This also sold for with promoted listings. So I'm trying to tell you every time something sells with promoted listings and then the rest of it did not sell with promoted, it sold organically. I do use promoted listings on all of my items. I wish I didn't have to, but I just feel like that's, you know, you got to pay to play. So I will do what eBay wants me to do. All right, this is a Tommy Bahama like swim dress or swim cover up. I got it at the bins. It's new with tags, which is a bonus, and I took a $20 best offer for it. These are 7 jeans, not 7 for all mankind, but 7. There is a difference. They are plus size jeans, so I picked them up because they're plus size jeans. I probably would not have picked them up if they weren't. And they sold for $26.60 plus shipping. All right, here's a Prana sweater. I love Prana. I will pick up all Prana in good condition. It's just a good basic pullover wool sweater. Sold it for $19 plus shipping. These are just a pair of Nike Pro Combat women's leggings. Sold them for $12. They're a good bread and butter piece, so I will always pick those up in my store. Okay, this is a brand I normally wouldn't pick up. It's Cutter and Buck, but it's a men's 5XL raincoat. So it's a larger size and it's like never been worn. And so those two things, the fact that it's a larger size and never been worn, I took a $20 best offer. I did have it priced quite a bit higher than that. But my husband kindly reminded me that this brand it's not like a high end brand. So a $20 offer was a good offer for this brand. So anyway, $20 plus shipping. It's a great raincoat and it will go to a good home. I always pick this kind of stuff up. So it's vintage LL Bean. And by vintage, I mean like probably 90s LL Bean. Oh, you know what? I'm still waiting for payment on this. Sorry, I didn't catch this one before I showed it, but I'll tell you how much I sold it for anyway. $25. Since I'm showing it to you, I may as well tell you what I sold it for. So just waiting for payment on that. No big deal. We'll go back. And that's it. The rest of the stuff I'm waiting for payment on. So that's all that I sold for, or on eBay for. That's all that I sold on eBay. But I just showed you, give or take, because I just had another item sell. I just showed you $860 worth of sales on a 3-day weekend. Pretty excited about it. I have about a 30% overhead, so that includes my fees, what I'm paying for cost of goods. That's an estimate, of course, so take that for what you will, but you multiply that a few times. Even if you only sold on the weekends and you needed some extra money for whatever, paying off debts, extracurriculars, whatever, it's a good way to do it. There is a learning curve, so just know there's lots of resources. I love the Instagram community to learn about new brands and things to be picking up. YouTube obviously is a good resource. There's a handful of amazing resellers out there teaching their tricks and tips to the community. I love that, and I've learned so much from them. And then I think the best teacher, though, is just going to the bins and learning what sells and what doesn't. So I do pull up completed listings on the eBay app. I also use the Completely app, which I think is only available for Apple phones. But though between those two resources, if there's a brand, I mean, a lot of stuff I don't have to look up anymore because if you sell something enough times, you know it's a good pickup and you don't have to look it up anymore. But I will look it up if it's an item that I haven't sold in a while and I want to look at current comps, or I will look up stuff if I've never heard of it before and it just feels like quality. There's a lot of garbage brands out there, like a lot of fast fashion stuff that just has no value to anybody, no matter how cute it is. And so it's kind of hard. You can't, I've said this before, I could never just provide like a BOLO list, like a be on the lookout list. I could never just provide that to anybody because there's so many questions I have to ask. Like, yes, I sell this brand, but only in plus size and if it's new with tags, and you know, there's caveats to everything. There's certain brands that I'm like, yeah, I would pick it up all day long, every day, even if it has a hole in it. For example, the brand Kuhl, Kuhl, that brand will sell no matter what. So I will sell cashmere, Kirkland brand. So it just depends, right? So those are just kind of things to keep in mind when you're researching. Okay, I'll show you what I sold on Poshmark real quick, and then we can end this broadcast, which is not technically a broadcast. Okay, I sold these Lucky brand boots. I sold them on Poshmark for $14. Keep in mind, Poshmark, if you're not familiar, the buyer pays the shipping and Poshmark sends you the shipping label. So I don't have to worry about shipping with these, but they do take a 20% fee. So fees are a little bit higher here than on eBay, in my opinion. I think eBay I end up paying about 10 to 15%. depending on if it sells via promoted listings and all of that. So just something to keep in mind. I do not do as well as Poshmark as I do on Poshmark as I do on eBay. I would love to do more sales on Poshmark. So maybe I should be watching some YouTube videos on Poshmark. But then I wonder if it's just because my efforts are going toward eBay, right? If I put more effort toward Poshmark, I could probably make Poshmark work for me, but my efforts are divided, and I'm going to put more of my efforts on the platform that's showing me the money, so to speak. So anyway, but I'm still happy to sell what I can over there. I do sell all my UGG boots. So certain brands I'll only sell on Poshmark. So UGG boots, I only sell on Poshmark. I know how to pick up real Uggs. I know the difference between real and fake. I have been buying and selling them for a long time, but a few years ago, eBay's Vero program just started hammering on UGG sellers, and I was getting listings removed because people were reporting them as fake, and that wasn't accurate, but there's no way for me to like prove myself in those situations because I'm buying stuff at the bins. It's like, no, I just know that these are real. I wouldn't sell off knockoff Uggs. And I am one of those sellers that's really careful about certain brands. There's brands I won't sell anywhere if I don't know how to authenticate them because I don't want to be selling anything that's fake. So if I can't authenticate it, if I don't know, if I'm not confident if it's real or not, I won't try to sell it on any platform until I can find out for sure if it's authentic or not. So there's just a quick tip, but Uggs for sure, they're just too much of a liability for me over on eBay because it's too quick for them to pull my listing down even though they're authentic. But I can, with confidence, list my Uggs on Poshmark and know that they will sell. But I'm still talking about Lucky Brand right now, apparently. That's funny because I have some Uggs that I sold and I think I'm just looking at my screen and you have no idea what I'm talking about, but that's okay, I'll get you caught up. This is a Free People crochet top. It's new with tags. I actually found 3 of these in the same bin next to each other. 2 of them were new with tags. 1 of them was not. I have them all listed. I listed them all right away on eBay and Poshmark, and I sold 1 of them within 5 minutes of listing it for $35. I took a $35 offer, and it's one of the ones that are new with tags. I don't know why I bought this. I think it's just because it was a new with tags swimsuit. Probably wouldn't buy it again. It's Exhilaration brand, so it's a Target brand, new with tags. It's a eyelet one-piece swimsuit. I sold it for $9. My profit on that's hardly anything. I won't buy that again. So I mean, I know it's not swimsuit season, but also there is no real swimsuit season because a lot of times you sell swimsuits better in the winter than you do in the summer anyway because they're harder to find in the stores. So I could decide 1,000 different ways why I wouldn't pick up Exhilaration new with tag swimsuits, but I just probably won't. So unless it's really cute. This is a cooperative romper. Again, it's a romper like shorts and sleeveless. I wish I could show it to you because it is really cute. It's definitely out of season. It's definitely a summer piece. I had it on throughout the summer, did not sell. It's new with tags, sold it for $12. But again, just happy to get it out of my store. I love this sweater. It's fun. I love one-off things. It's a Star Wars cardigan. It almost looks like a Christmas sweater, so the season is right to sell it. But even it doesn't have to be a Christmas sweater. In fact, there's nothing really Christmassy on it except for the style. But I sold this for $17 on Poshmark. All right, I sold this Vince Camuto cowl neck sweater for $12. So again, not like a huge sale, but I like to keep stuff moving on Poshmark as well as eBay. And I had all this stuff cross-posted, so it was posted on both platforms. Okay, so here's some UGG boots. They're little mini Bailey button boots. Sold these for $30. And I love these. They're girls' boots. They're girls' Uggs. They're the Kensington style. And I sold these for $30. So Uggs are a good $25 to $40 sale for me. I think $30 for kids' Uggs is a great price to get on the Poshmark app. All right, and then Calvin Klein. This was a host pick that I got last week. I don't get too many host picks, but a lovely person in the Instagram community chose this for a host pick. And I sold it for $12 for a Calvin Klein striped plus size top, super cute. And I think that about sums up my Poshmark sales for the weekend. So Anyway, that's what I have for you today. Maybe next time I will figure out how to do a live video and we can chat if I have enough people join me. But I'm thankful. I'm thankful for this business. I'm having a lot of fun with it again. There was a season where it was totally a drag, and it's fun to see things pick back up again and learn what's new, um, and then be able to share those things with you guys. So thanks for letting me just be on this platform, and for tuning in. If you've gotten this far, thanks for joining me. If you have any questions, comments, please leave them. I like to be pretty quick about responding. If you would like to see more of these videos, please subscribe and click the bell. You'll get notifications when I go live or when I put up a new video, and share with your friends if you want to. And you can come find me over on Instagram at Thrifting for the Nest, all one word. I think that's all that I have for you today. Thanks so much, you guys, for tuning in. Have a wonderful day.